Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So I had a whole bunch of apples left over from Thanksgiving, and I didn't want them to go to waste. And I needed to do a little bit of baking for my Bible study group. And I thought, I think I'll make an apple cake. So the cake that I decided to bake here is a buttermilk apple cake. It is incredibly moist, full of flavor, and really easy to make. I have my oven preheating to 325 degrees. I'm peeling and dicing up 2.5 cups of apples. Friends, I'm happy to be partnering with Sanctified Supply Company. They are the people who make all of those great Biblical Feast t-shirts that you often see me wearing, and several more of the shirts that I have. You can find the link to their website in the video description down below and check out all of the things that they make. And when you shop there, you can save 10% if you use my discount code Cornbread. Go check them out. Now, since this recipe calls for buttermilk and I rarely keep it in the house, I do have dried buttermilk that I get from Asia Standard. So I'm mixing up my 1 cup of buttermilk that I'll need for the recipe. Now I'm going to measure out my dry ingredients. I need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm using an unbleached organic flour. We'll add in a teaspoon of baking soda, I'm adding in a pinch of salt, and then later I decided to go ahead and add some spices to this dry mixture, which you'll see in a few minutes. In my mixing bowl, I'm starting off with 1 egg, we'll need 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil, I'm going to go ahead and add in my buttermilk, 1.5 cups of brown sugar. You can use a light or dark brown sugar, whichever you prefer. Mix that all together, and while it's mixing, I'm going to go ahead and add in my teaspoon of vanilla extract. So now about the spices, I decided to go ahead and add in a teaspoon of cinnamon and then about 1/2 teaspoon of some freshly ground nutmeg. That looks better. All right, I'm adding my dry ingredients into my wet ingredients. And we'll mix that all together. Scraping the bowl to make sure everything gets mixed in well. And then we're going to add in the apples. Now I'm setting aside the cake batter for a moment and mixing together the topping. A half a cup of granulated sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon, give those a quick stir, and then I'm adding in a tablespoon of melted butter. Now to prepare my pan. This is a 9 by 13 baking pan, and I'm just going to brush it all over with a nice coating of butter. And we'll add in the cake batter, spread it out nice and evenly. And then we'll sprinkle the cinnamon sugar mixture all over the top. And into the oven for 45 minutes or until it tests done with a toothpick. When the cake comes out, you'll let it cool for a few minutes on a rack, and then you can serve this cake warm, which would be amazing with some ice cream, or let it cool to room temperature and enjoy it that way. However you choose to serve it, you will absolutely love it. You can get the full printable version of this recipe on my website, cosmopolitancornbread.com, where you can find over 800 recipes and articles. If you try this recipe and you love it, please leave me a 5-star rating on the recipe card. That really helps me out. Thanks for spending some time with me here in the homestead kitchen and baking my buttermilk apple cake with me. My name is Constance from Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I'll talk to y'all next time.